What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing my second VOD review of the new patch, and now we've had a day, the meta has started to settle, really have a sense for what the strongest comps are, what the big losers of the patch are. Certainly one cost reroll got hit really hard, and I've seen basically none of that succeeding. Today I saw one person actually do well with like a TF reroll who managed to cap out in a 4 Fate Weaver, but overall, one cost reroll stonks down. And one thing that actually has its stocks going up a lot here is Arbiter, for a very weird reason. So we're watching Nanande here, by the way, one of the best players in SEA, was rank 1 in prior sets, sitting about 1200 LP there, so very high. Also a JG lover indeed. If I move my head here, you can see has a JG counter there as well, which I kind of love. The first thing to talk about is we throw in Arbiter. Arbiter has a stealth change this patch where if your chance for something goes above 100%, you can actually double proc it or even triple proc it. We're just going to take that when they drop low, 25% chance to find a Leona. So the only way that we are going to triple proc this or double proc this is if we do get 3 Arbiter in. But it is something that you can do this patch, which not sure if that's intended or not. I'll be honest, I kind of thought that that's how it was going to work initially when I played Arbiter the first time. Seems a lot more fun. So I can understand why they would make this change if it is intentional, but it is a little bit wonky right now. Other thing that we must talk about is I just want to give a quick shout out to myself, my legendary tacticians program, which is my one-on-one coaching program. I initially opened this up at 8 slots, and all my students have been, really enjoying that. You also get access to the weekly group sessions. You get this really cool spreadsheet that tracks all your progress. One of my students, however, sadly had to drop out, so I have an open slot. So there's one open slot. It's really a first come, first serve basis. Link in the description down below if you want it. We are playing a tournament on, let me pull up the date, May 30th at 2 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to play in that tournament, there is going to be a prize pool, not thousands of dollars, but over 100, probably gonna be $500. It's gonna be $500 here. I'll commit to that right now. But that'll be the prize pool for people who are playing in that tournament. So if you sign up, you can get admittance to the tournament. It's only for people in Legendary Tacticians. So go check it out if you're interested. All right, let's get into the game. Critical success, good for something. Risky. I mean, I love our risky moves. This augment is just so good these days. Where you can get carousel priority, which is not carousel priority, but it kind of is. Because you can get better units off carousel, and then you get the item anvils and all this kind of stuff. So I like this a lot. But yeah, I mean, this is honestly just kind of a chill opener. I would say Leona Printer, certainly last patch, this was actually one of the only ways you could play AP Flex last patch, is with Leona Printer. You could print a Leona 3, and then you'd actually have a real frontline in this line because Nunu got hurt a lot last patch. But Nunu has been kind of rebuffed this patch. So 1, he's a bit better. And 2, LeBlanc got buffed. And 3, well, I mean, honestly, I should say 3, Nami got buffed. I'm not lying. Nami did get buffed, right? A little bit. Yeah, Nami did get buffed a little bit. 4, Karma got buffed. And 5, important, very important number 5, Aurelion Sol got buffed, and most importantly, his non-mech form got buffed. If you guys have played any of this patch so far, you have probably seen this running around, is you can play on an unmeched Aurelion Sol, and he's actually potentially stronger than the Mech Day Soul, which should definitely not be the case, even if he's not stronger than the Mech Day Soul, which honestly, I'm kind of 50-50. I had a Mech Day Soul that was losing to some non-Mech Day Souls, so this guy is kind of disgusting, but he's certainly way too strong for, how an unmeched ASOL should be. And it's honestly, it's interesting because, like, it's cool. It's cool that unmeched ASOL is playable after not being playable the entire set, but you will see Nanande does play around this new unmeched ASOL flex. I will say it's a pretty cool line because the unmeched ASOL fits on a lot of boards. You can play him around like a 4 Vanguard setup. You can play him around just a Vertical Shepherd setup. You can play him around a Psionic setup. He's very flexible. So it's actually like really nice to play around. Oh wow, yeah, he actually does opt to take the Giant's Belt here. I'm always so tempted to take the gold here. But Nanande says, we have risky moves here. The belt is pretty solid. I don't know if he's actually considering, I mean, I think he probably should be considering playing around this mecha right now. But, if we were, we might think about the Sterax Slam. I mean, you could even go like a Sterax Morello's here. But no, we're just going to make the Warmog. Because Warmog is a good item. It's going to sit onto the sit on to the Leona for now. And honestly, we're going to play for the Leona 3 this game. I mean, no need to really worry too much about the mighty mech on the board, right? And yeah, he's going to start team plannering out a really cool board, actually. And you can see some of this new AP Flex stuff occurring here, where we can play around just ASOL here. You want to have at least one conduit in for him. So here it might be like a Mordekaiser on this board. He's thinking about playing Victor as well. But you can certainly play Victor. You know, he's going to throw a Lowy in here. But you can see our team planner was 10 units. You could probably really team planner like 12 units, maybe like 15 units, because there's so many different variations of this line that you can play. So honestly, I hope that they nerf this line a little bit, but like honestly not too much. Also, check this this setup from Nanande here. This is really, really cool, actually. We're opting just to do double trouble arbiters to have higher odds of proccing this Leona here. So yeah, I mean, if we field 4 units, if we lose this fight, you're guaranteed to farm 2 Leonas, right? Wow, this is actually kind of crazy with these new changes, which once again, kind of like stealth changes, but I mean, they are existing here. So yeah, this should be 100% to farm 1. And then if we do lose this fight, we should be printing 2 here, which is kind of crazy here. Okay, we do actually just get the 1 here. So maybe they hotfix, I don't believe that they hotfix changed this, or maybe it doesn't work with this one specifically. I've definitely seen it work with, let's see, which ones? The overtime ones, I definitely had it work with. The overtime ones definitely got there. So maybe it doesn't work with this one. That's actually funny. Well, I think we'll know more about this over the next few days, but all I know is, yeah, I had overtime get rolls, and I know for sure, I believe it was Robin Songs. He was in one of my lobbies, and he was actually printing multiple Leonas per round, so you can definitely print multiple Leonas. All right. End up making a death cap here. Very, very good item. Does not get to make the JG. I recorded the intro to this video a few times, so I'm trying to remember if I talked about it or not. But Nanande, big JG lover. This patch has a JG counter here, has the JG check mark over there. I mean, it's very, very good onto ASOL because you're getting so much AP from his traits. So I mean, it's a very good item to build, and you should be building this a lot. JGGS or JG Guardbreaker is kind of like the BIS ASOL, because once again, he's getting so much AP. Usually from his trait, you can get 3 mech it pretty easily. Baron Lair, an augment that a lot of people like, and one that makes a lot of sense here. We have a 3-star frontliner, and we need an extra item for it. I mean, this to me is the perfect Baron's Lair spot. So yeah, I think this is an easy take here. And we also have the econ coming from our augment, so it's not like we even have to worry too much about it. We're just gonna level up here for the Samira. Wow, I mean, might as well, right? Not a huge deal. You could fit, I guess, Sniper on this board, but does it do all that much? He's just choosing to fit this board here. I mean, it's cheap enough. It's good enough. You could even throw a random Pike on this board just for some CC, but he's like, double Leona, good enough here. And I mean, this Leona should be pretty tanky here, though not tanky, no extra tankiness from Arbiter here. So it is actually possible, yeah, versus a board like this, double Gargoyle Sunfire here. This board's actually, yeah, this fight's gonna be very close here, and we are gonna take a loss here. Well, a little sad, but not the end of the world. 45 HP, getting a little bit low here, but upside is we're gonna get all of our gold here. We can start to pivot the board a little bit. So yeah, he's actually gonna roll relatively deep on 7 here, actually looking for just extra ins on this board, saying AP flex, baby. There's so many different things that we can fit here, and look at that pivot. Wow, that was a crazy turn. Got into 3 conduit, got the new Morgana on the board as well. So now Morgana is a 4-cost unit, which is weird, but she has a very nice aura that you can put onto your board. So she's a great just kind of like +1 secondary tank, or just threat style unit that you can throw onto your board. So makes a lot of sense. And the Misfortune, I mean, it's 3 conduit here. Conduit MF got buffed, so a lot of good stuff going on there. Wow, I'm usually not a big proponent of the HP, but I almost wanted the HP here just because we're getting a little bit low here. But Nanande here is just saying, I'm here for the gold. I know I'm in a spot where I can actually push 8 relatively easily. I have very good combat augments here, so I want to play this. I want to play my strongest board here. Is just gonna get the Karma in here as a slightly better unit. No need, we don't actually have Shepherd in yet here, and we are going to make the JG. Is he gonna, we got to increment the JG count up. Okay, I'll move my cam if he does it. Right now we're sitting on JG count 2, so we definitely need to increase the JG count, but he'll get there. He'll get there. I mean, we're fighting. Ooh, it's a luxury subscription Graves. Wow, it's got to be like the best unit to get out of luxury subscription, because you can just get him him scaling immediately. And this is BBTY, who, by the way, is 100 streaking. Okay, Thank Mortdog that we were able to crack his streak here, because if you're 100 streaking with a luxury sub Graves, I mean, that guy would just win the lobby for free. So at least we crack his streak a little bit here. Have the Alawi that we could fit in for Shepherd here, but he's like, is this actually any better? And I don't think it really is until you get to like a 4 Vanguard setup, outside of like cutting the Mordekaiser here. He's actually gonna play this setup. This is really cool, actually. Gonna fit the Victor and the Pike on this board. And these guys can actually play pretty well onto the ASOL board that we've been talking about, especially with something like a Sympathetic. The stats really like Drone uplink the best as just an item when you are playing this line. Sympathetic, solid enough as well. I don't think you're really supposed to put this onto ASOL because he's a conduit. He doesn't really need the mana gen. We'll see how Nanande wants to make the setup look here, but I think it should just be, on a secondary unit, though. Anytime you get 3 items on a unit, usually pretty good. So we'll certainly take this over nothing. But yeah, I mean, spot's looking very nice here. We have these 5 free rerolls, which is pretty chill. I mean, honestly, we just kind of went to chill for a second here. We're going to make the GS here, which we talked about being one of his best items. This also leaves Morello open, which is beautiful here. And he's, I think, he's actually going to send it this round. This line is very contested. So he says, you know what? I just want to stabilize. I just want to hit my units here. I find Karma 2, which is not bad here. You're going to have to throw the Morgue onto the board, but I mean, have to. It's honestly not too bad here. Gonna move Morello over to Zoe's a really nice secondary item holder, and just gonna put the ASOL items onto the Karma. Only kind of awkward thing is no mana gen on her, but I mean, this Karma unit, without mana gen, she does just do some insanely big casts and blow up entire boards. So yeah, we've pivoted this into a Karma board, which is pretty cool. All right, last augment here. Is there any reason to take hold of the line? I mean, you're fitting you can fit Shepherd in pretty easily, so that would be value. We already have the JG. I don't think it's amazing. Exclusive. I mean, the gold is okay. We don't really need that many more items. I really would like combat here. JL, I think it's hold the line, right? Yeah, he's hovering it. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense here. Solid enough combat here. We do find Sona, which now we can use to end up fitting Shepherd onto this board. Really nice, and allows us to hold the line here. And you can see the second we find this ASOL guy, he's going to come onto our board here. Now, I imagine... No, I mean, he actually, I mean, he's a believer. He is a ASOL true believer, which honestly, I mean, there's probably no reason to be. Okay, we're going to move the Morello over to the Karma. I thought for a second that he was going to move all 3 items over to ASOL, and I'm like, I don't know if he's that good, that he's just straight up better than Karma 2. Though, like, low-key, I mean, 9.8k damage out of Karma, 4.2k out of ASOL. You can see that damage output from ASOL is kind of crazy for just a 1-star with 1 item with 1 trait in. Isn't even mecha here, which is pretty wild. And you can also see one of the flex boards that you can play here. Sona helps a lot of stuff. If you don't reach Sona, you can play stuff like Lysandra here, and just kind of live with the fact that it's not amazing. But Sona's really nice to get in later. Obviously, gets a very, very good Shepherd unit in. And you can even think about playing stuff like Sona plus Pike, and really capping out later. I've seen even like Sona plus like Gragas even, or the Victor. Like, there's so many units that you can fit on this board. And Nanande here just going to take wealth here. He says, you know what? The only thing that's stopping me in this spot is gold. We have good combat here. We have we have insane combat. Actually, good is an understatement. We have insane combat augments here. We just need to find ASOL 2, and we will spike insanely hard here. And so he is going to roll down here, use our extra gold. Does find Blitz Crank, who can go into this board. Really nice. And we do find the ASOL 2 here. Now we can move the items over. Also, XP mod is really, really nice from Sona here to help generate, a level up in this spot here. And yeah, we're playing this 4 Vanguard version, doing fantastic with it. He's actually going to peace out of here because he knows, man, my spots, I mean, my board's fine. I don't even, he could probably AFK for the next couple of fights and just win the next 2 because this ASOL unit, just absolutely deleting everything. Now, they did bug fix ASOL slightly. I believe it's not 100% like intended that he can just shoot from any range. I'm really curious to see what he looks like after the bug fix. I've watched a game or 2 and he didn't look that different to me. I'm pretty sure he's still very, very strong after the bug fix, but he did get slightly changed, and I believe this patch was pre-bug fix, or this game was pre-bug fix, which they did also, if you guys have seen bugs with augments, like New Recruit, which was bugged at the start of this patch. That has been fixed. The one that gives you the Hand of Justices has also been bug fixed. So shout out to Riot for getting bug fixes out real quick. They're really, really good at that. Can't take that. This, maybe we could take. We need MR Shred, right? That's the main thing that we're missing, though it's a little, I was going to say, it might be a little hard to roll down for exactly MR Shred, but hey, we hit it. It's all right. We take those, get the extra casting one onto the ASOL here. Yeah, this ASOL guy's going to be a monster. Oh my God. All right. We're going to start taking some stuff out of Team Planner just to figure out what our final board is going to be. I mean, This combo, Bard, Sona, Blitzcrank, really, these are the 5 quests that you're most excited to play for onto this board, because obviously you want Conduit onto this board. Mordekaiser's really easy in, but 3 Conduit is definitely not bad to play for when you're playing an ASOL carry. He also is, what is that orb that's sitting on the foot of the board there? It's not like, what is that orb there? It's his orb, I think. I'm trying to think of what that orb is even from, though. I mean, whatever. Okay. ASOL, just destroying boards, 11,000 damage. I mean, once again, and this is a non-mech ASOL. You can also play a different version of this line, like I talked about. You can fit Mighty Mech in pretty easily with stuff like Pike, stuff like, I mean, we have the mech here, but once again, it's like, who really cares about it? So yeah, we can just level and roll here. Try to find a Bard here. Don't find anything, so we're just going to play the double ASOL. I mean, honestly, this ASOL 1 will probably do okay damage. But yeah, the thing to always keep in mind is that you don't actually want to mech the ASOL. The non-meched ASOL does insane work, just very comparable to meched ASOL from last patch. So you do not have to worry at all about him being non-meched. And if you want to fit 3 mech in, I mean, you can just play the mech and then mech the mech, the mighty mech. So yeah, I mean, it's so chill. It's so easy to play around, which is just, I mean, like I said, it's really cool. I like how flexible this line is. I think it probably needs a teeny tiny nerf, but like if they didn't nerf it, I wouldn't even be that upset because once again, there's just so many boards that you can play. It's so cool. Rotate into Lulu here. This was Medallion, I thought. Yep, it is definitely Medallion. That's a bunch of gold there, which is still decent enough if you can get it running here. But ASOL just, oh my god, deletes the backline. Can we get one more cast? We can. Yeah, so that, I think this fight is where that bug fix will make the difference. That like infinite range ASOL is just absolutely crazy there. I'm actually curious to see, once again, what he looks like post bug fix, but I think he's still going to be very, very good. Find Sona 2 here, who has also been buffed up a bit. So this is another, solid buff to the line is that you can play around the Sona unit and do pretty well. He's going to move the JG over to Sona just so that the spell crit lines up with, our 2-star Sona, who should be pretty good here. And it's kind of funny. We spread around the Void Staff and the Morello here. Also, we got the gold gen mod from Sona here. So this guy is just spawning a ton of gold. I mean, this unit is absolutely insane. And when BBTY, actually, we remember 100 streaking, lost the first fight. I think it was like 3-5 or 3-3. And now he's actually 15 HP. Kind of crazy. But I mean, this board, I mean, who can beat this board, right? I mean, the double insane combat here. It's so much AP onto these units that we're getting from Baron's Lair and Hold the Line. I mean, it's just monstrous here. We're going to rotate into Corky Ribbon. This is another standout line on this patch, by the way. Only received a small buff, actually. Probably, I feel like Corky needed, or even Ribbon, just some piece of this line needed to be hit a little bit, but no nerfs, and actually Fizz got buffed a teeny tiny bit. So the line is just straight up better, and with everything else being nerfed, I think that is like the dominant AD line. If you've played at all and you just kind of want some patch feelings from me, check out my Tactician University group coaching session. Got one tomorrow on Thursday. But the cliff notes is that Master Yi is still totally fine after the nerfs. Really, they did not hit him that hard. So it's a lot of forecast. And then the other AP forecasts I feel like are just overshadowed by how good this line is here. We do get the Victor in at the end here. Once again, we talked about how nice it is to just be able to fit Victor in on this board. You get another Conduit on this board. Also get our Psionic item, and so we can just throw the Mana Gen item onto the Bard here. With 4 Conduit, this Bard is going to be casting a lot, but it's definitely not a bad thing. He's going to be spreading Morello. He's going to be a great just extra unit to throw onto this board here. And the level 10 also allows us to just frontline the Victor there for hold the line value, and we are just getting an insane amount of AP onto this board here. So yeah, easy top 4 for Nanande. The only thing is, can we just finish out this game? Can we make sure that this game ends in a dub here? Because that Blitzcrank 2 board looks a little scary. And yeah, we're going to roll down here. I think we saw that board and got a little nervous. And we are one off of a couple of big upgrades here. The Blitz 2, the Bard 2. I mean, these are things that would hit really, really hard onto our board here. All right, rotate into the Lulu board again. I think we should just outpace this board at this point. The main thing is that this ASOL just deletes frontliners. He actually just deletes them. It's so crazy, man. I had like a Maokai 3 in one of my games earlier today, and it just like, it was like one cast and he was basically dead. This guy just does so much damage. One of the reasons why is that this ASOL unit ignores MR. 30% of the enemy's MR he ignores. You still want to build MR Shred on him and just on your board in general, because these things don't, he ignores MR, but if you reduce MR, he will ignore 30% on top of that. It is kind of not scaled up in the way that, like, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a percent on a percent. it's good enough. And the two effects do stack onto each other. So you can just, I mean, especially with the Void Staff, end up in a world where the enemy board just has no MR here. Also, Nanande here sees 6 Sonas and he says, you know what? Maybe we'll play for a little bit of content here. We're on a full streak. This game's getting a little too easy here. Why don't we actually, I mean, low key, nah, I don't think he thinks that this is stronger. I think this is 100% a content play. I mean, the Sona unit is a beast. But the thing is, I mean, we have this this mod onto Sona that's going to spawn us some gold. So it's actually like very realistic here to hit 3-star 5 cost. And obviously, if you hit that, you win the game here. That's 7 Sonas already here. And we are certainly going to live until the minion round here. It's essentially guaranteed here. The big thing to hope for is that we can kill as many units as possible with this Sona and just generate as much gold as possible. I think he might actually be positioning for that, just to try to get as many kills with the Sona, just so I say, okay, even if I lose this fight, just get position on the left side here, because there's a lot of weak units over here that we can kill. Does end up getting 1 kill. Oh, it's pretty depressing, actually. Only the 1 kill there. So only 12 gold here, but he is going to start planning his team planner here. Interesting that he's throwing these guys in, because, I mean, thought for sure he would just only look for this and just sell his board, but I think the idea is BB2Y might... Nah, BB2I is not looking for anything, so I don't actually know why he threw these other units in Team Planner. We do farm the Elder Dragon, which is pretty cool, and we're going to roll down... Wow. Okay, I thought that was going to be a lot more climactic. I mean, sick game from Nanande. That was... I feel like when I'm rolling for 3-star 5 cost, it doesn't work like that. But you know what? I mean, he deserves it. Honestly, he was going to win. I mean, he had so many more rolls left. I kind of wanted him to work for it a little bit more, but I mean, we take those. And that is Absolute Tuber, a really, really fun game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like the video. It is free and helps out the channel a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed my videos. Comment down below. What do you think about this game? What do you think about this ASOL comp? Should Riot nerf it? Should they not nerf it? Check out my Twitch down below if you want to watch my stream. Check out my Metafy down below. Like I said, 1 slot available for the Legendary Tacticians, my one-on-one coaching program, group session tomorrow, and I mean, why shouldn't I shout it out as well? Marvel Strike Force. You can also, if you do not want to pay for coaching, you can get this and potentially get a free coaching session if you download the game and then complete the in-game goals. And all the details are in my Discord. All right, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching as always. Bye-bye.